Good afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jude Jets Show. And the New York Jets just tied with the Philadelphia Eagles 31-31 to finish the preseason. And here are my thoughts on the tie. So tonight was a very entertaining game. I mean, the scoreboard was constantly changing. I don't believe either team punt a single time. And the New York Jets ended the game with a Hail Mary to Kenny Yeboah. So tonight was definitely a crazy, chaotic, and fun game. And another thing, this game featured a lot of roster bubble guys balling out. I mean, James Morgan and Josh Johnson, who were competing for that quarterback number 3 job, both had good games tonight. Johnson started it off, completing 7 of his 8 passes for 73 yards, threw 1 touchdown, looked efficient, was very accurate, was throwing dots, and also ran the ball a couple times as well. But then James Morgan throws 2 touchdowns, over 150 yards, and looked like Aaron Rodgers 2.0. And then we have Josh Adams, who's competing for that running back number 4 spot, lead the Jets in rushing. Lawrence Cager competing for wide receiver spot, score a touchdown. And Kenny Yeboah, who's competing for like that tight end number 3 spot, have 2 touchdowns and 100 yards receiving. I mean, a lot of guys who were competing for roster spots played well tonight, and this is just going to make Joe Douglas's job a whole lot harder because most of the guys who had good performances tonight were quiet the entire offseason. But since they put on good performances tonight, is that just them playing well so they can make it on the roster? Or is that really what we could potentially see from them in a game? I mean, Kenny Yeboah has not been good this offseason, but he looked really good tonight. You know, the performance he put on tonight could potentially be what we could see from him in the future, or that could just be him playing well to earn himself a spot on the roster. So this is why players playing well in the final preseason game of the season just makes general managers and the head coach's job a whole lot harder. But other than the roster bubble guys balling out, we also had some locked, to make the roster play well as good. I mean, Ty Johnson had 13 carries for 53 yards, averaged 4.1 yards a carry, and had 1 touchdown. He didn't, have any really crazy long runs, but did truck a guy for a 9-yard run and trucked a guy into the end zone for a touchdown. I mean, Johnson's performance tonight made him look like the best running back on the New York Jets. I mean, I'm being serious. I mean, is he a candidate to be a star coming out of a season from Adam Gase? I definitely think so. And Vincent Smith, who in my opinion is definitely going to make the roster, also had a good performance tonight. I mean, all 3 of the preseason games, Vincent Smith has really looked good. I mean, he's looked good in the deep game. And this is why I think he makes the roster, so he can be an option for Zach Wilson on 3rd and long, because normally he's open for the deep route. I mean, the guy has game-breaking speed, and that is what gets you a spot on the NFL. He also can return kicks. Braxton Berrios, who did it for the New York Jets tonight, might not be on that game, the game time roster because he's been really quiet this offseason, and Smith has looked good. But either way, I was very impressed with what I saw from the offense tonight. Now, as to what I saw from the defense, I wasn't exactly impressed. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles, who's had a struggling offense so far this offseason, scored 31 points against us, and it was all because we don't have a pass rush. Now, to be fair, the Jets rested starters such as John Franklin Myers, Quinnen Williams, and Sheldon Rankins. Fuller Kusi was out there, but he's more so known to be a run stopper than a pass rushing guy. But he did have a sack, so kudos to him. But if Foley wasn't there, the New York Jets probably would have lost this game. I mean, as I said in my preview, if we don't have a pass rush, we are not going to win. The pass rush is pretty much the most important thing on the New York Jets because our cornerbacks suck. If we don't have a good pass rush, QBs are going to have enough time to throw to their wide open receivers down the field. But if Quinnen Williams and Sheldon Rankins are on the field, they could potentially get into quarterbacks such as Sam Darnold's face, causing them to be panic and not make good throws and not have enough time to throw to their wide open receivers downfield. So if we don't have a pass rush, the New York Jets are not going to be a very successful team this offseason. Luckily, Quinnen Williams and Sheldon Rankins are going to be on the field, but this game proves to us that we need to trade for an edge rusher, a Derek Barnett, a Marcus Davenport, hopefully a Chandler Jones. Anyone would be nice to trade for. I I don't really have much to say else for the defense, but I do want to shout out JT Hassel. I mean, this guy was all over the field tonight and looked amazing. I believe he's had a sack in every single preseason game. Also, he's a safety. So he's one of those, Swift Army knife type of safeties that we didn't even know about. The guy's truly a diamond in the rough, and I think his performance tonight was kind of the icing on the cake for him to make a spot on the roster. And that is my thoughts of the New York Jets tie against the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if I'm going to have any videos coming out soon because I live in Louisiana, and they currently have a hurricane coming towards us right now. So who knows if I'm going to have any videos coming out for the next week. I'm going to try to put out some type of videos, but to be honest, I can't guarantee anything. So you might get videos from me this week, or you might not. But either way, I wanted to make a video talking about our tie against the Philadelphia Eagles. And if you did enjoy it, let me know by hitting the subscribe and like button. And check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Jude_Jets for more content. And I'm your host, Jude, signing off for now. See you later.